The crypto world is buzzing today with breaking news that could redefine the future of Ripple and its native asset XRP without any prior warning. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse went live with a brief but powerful announcement that sent shockwaves across the blockchain community. His message was simple but earth-shattering: escrow termination. Starts now. Within 60 seconds of that live stream, XRP Scan confirmed it. 40 billion XRP, a staggering volume of tokens, were burned live on chain. This wasn't a small-scale token. Unlock this was a mass incineration of supply, an unprecedented move in modern crypto history. To understand the magnitude of this event, you need to grasp just how impactful XRP's escrow system has been to the market's perception of Ripple since 2017. Ripple has locked up billions of XRP and escrow accounts, releasing them gradually to stabilize the supply. While many saw this mechanism as a smart way to reduce volatility and promote trust, others viewed it as a risk, arguing that any sudden unlocks could flood the market and crash the price. Today's burn flips that narrative on its head. It takes potential over-up permanently off the table. Music 40 billion tokens erased in an instant is more than a headline. It's a fundamental reset of XRP's entire tokenomic structure. Let's talk numbers before the burn. XRP had a maximum supply of 100 billion tokens, with roughly half of those either circulating or held in strategic reserves. The destruction of 40 billion XRP reduces future selling pressure dramatically and mathematically increases scarcity. Supply and demand is a basic economic principle. When supply drops, while demand either remains constant or increases, the price per unit goes up. It's no longer just speculation, it's arithmetic. If demand surges and XRP becomes more widely adopted, then a significantly reduced supply sets the stage for parabolic growth. Let's recall the past. In 2017, Ripple implemented its first wave of escrows. That period saw XRP skyrocket from under a penny to an all-time high of $3.84. The main reason: confidence in the future supply structure. Now imagine the opposite event. Instead of limiting future supply releases, they've outright destroyed them. If a 30% decrease in expected circulating supply previously triggered a 22,000% increase in price, then a 40% burn today suggests the potential for an even more dramatic trajectory. While some analysts temper expectations, others are bold, throwing out target predictions of $100, $300, even $500 per XRP. Music. But this isn't just a math game, it's also a sentiment play. The XRP community, long known for its passionate holders and loyal whale investors, has been reignited. We're seeing a revival of interest from all corners of the crypto space. Influencers are flooding Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube with bullish projections. Exchanges are seeing surging volumes. And perhaps most notably, whale wallets are waking up. Blockchain analysts have confirmed over 2,700 addresses now hold more than 1 million XRP each, a number that has been climbing consistently in the past few months, but is now accelerating at an unprecedented pace. Music. What do whales know that the average investor might miss? Well, they know that a burn this large is not just symbolic, it's structural. By reducing supply, Ripple sends a message to the market that it's ready for the next phase of utility compliance and adoption. Whales are often early movers when paradigm shifts occur. They reduce circulating liquidity. By moving assets off exchanges, they buy large amounts quickly, and they signal confidence, which the retail crowd typically follows. Music. So let's look at what's happening behind the scenes that makes this move even more consequential. Ripple has recently made strides connecting its technology with the global banking infrastructure. The XRP ledger is now being linked to the SWIFT network via GitHub integrations, opening up pathways for XRP to serve as a true settlement asset for traditional financial institutions. This isn't speculative, it's live-tested and quietly gaining traction among developers and fintech firms. GitHub's new upgrade now allows real-time transfers between major fiat networks like SEPA and crypto systems like Ethereum and Bitcoin, using XRP as a bridge. That's real-world utility, and it's growing. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse has said many times that the future of finance is not about messaging protocols like SWIFT alone, but about moving real value in real time. XRP is designed to be that vehicle of value. Unlike most cryptocurrencies, which are primarily speculative or tied to smart contract ecosystems, XRP is engineered for instant low-cost cross-border transfers. With this massive burn, Ripple positions XRP not as an abundant token for endless distribution, but as a scarce resource needed to power global liquidity on the legal front, the timing couldn't be more symbolic. The SEC versus Ripple case is nearing a conclusion. Music legal experts like Bill Morgan and Fred Rispoli have weighed in, explaining that both sides may be preparing to resolve the case, possibly by remanding it back to Judge Torres for a formal indicative ruling that would result in reduced penalties, no further injunctions, and a roadmap to complete closure. If Ripple wins, XRP would be the first digital asset with clarity in the United States. Combine that with a 40 billion token burn, and you've got a launchpad for major institutional adoption. Now let's explore price dynamics. Could XRP realistically reach $500 per token? Let's run a thought experiment. If XRP's circulating supply settles around 55 billion and Ripple continues expanding its cross-border payments business into new markets, the total volume of transactions routed through the XRP ledger could exceed trillions annually if XRP is required to facilitate even 10 to 20% of that volume, and institutions begin holding large reserves to meet settlement needs. The implied market cap could push well into the trillions divide, that by 55 billion remaining tokens, and we start getting into three-digit territory per coin. So yes, $500 is aggressive, but it's not impossible, especially not in a world where Bitcoin trades above $60,000 and Ethereum is on its way to tokenizing entire industries. The most important thing to understand right now is that XRP has entered a new paradigm. This isn't 2017's hype cycle. This is utility scarcity and strategy colliding. The burn isn't a one-off. It's a statement. Ripple is telling the market, we're ready for the next era, and we're willing to make bold moves to lead it. Retail holders should take note. Institutions already have. If you're wondering whether this is your last chance to get any under $1, well, many believe it is, with whales actively accumulating daily active addresses, rising sharply, and on-chain volume. Increasing, the indicators are aligning in ways we haven't seen in years. The FOMO cycle hasn't even started yet. If retail wakes up in the coming weeks and the SEC case gets resolved positively, there's almost nothing stopping XRP from a full-scale breakout. Still, caution is wise. As always, crypto is volatile, and even the strongest token can experience drawdowns. Never invest more than you can afford to lose, but also don't underestimate the signs that the market is flashing right now. This isn't just a rumor. It's not a theoretical fork or a planned roadmap milestone. It's a live, confirmed, irreversible burn of 40 billion tokens. That's not something that happens every day. It's a moment that alters the trajectory of a blockchain forever. To those still on the sidelines, the question is no longer is XRP coming back. It's how big will this move be? And for those already holding, it might be the most validating moment in years. The patience, the regulatory uncertainty, the market suppression, all of it might finally be paying off. So now the countdown truly begins. The world has witnessed a supply shock unlike any before in crypto. The XRP ledger is evolving. Ripple is executing, whales are moving, institutions are watching. And the only question that matters now is, are you ready for what comes next? Stay informed, stay alert, and stay ahead of the curve, because XRP's next chapter may just be the biggest one yet. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not financial advice. Please do your own research and consult with a financial advisor before making any investment decisions.